Now it's time to head to Madrid and get the latest transfer news from Spanish football expert Fernando Kallas. Good afternoon to you, Fernando. Great to see you. Now, Manchester United's search for midfielder continues. It's been going on all summer. They're considering a move for Real Madrid's Casemiro. Could this be a good option? How likely is the deal?
Well, the option it's great, but I think that it's virtually impossible. No, Casemiro is the leader of this team. He's not one of the four captains of this team, but he's the real captain. He's the real leader. He's Ancelotti's ears, eyes, and voice inside the locker room. No, so he's the guy that is in charge with dealing with the young kids in the locker room. So I think it's virtually impossible that he leaves in Real Madrid, because it goes against, I think, that their philosophy of building the young players behind the experienced ones. So I think that for the next 2 or 3 years, he's going to be the starter while Tchouaméni is being developed behind him.
Hi, Fernando. Staying with Manchester United, and of course we've got to talk about the future of Cristiano Ronaldo. Do Atletico Madrid want him? Where could he go?
Well, I have no idea. Really, I have nothing about Cristiano Ronaldo would surprise me in the next 2 weeks. For example, yesterday we asked about, 2 days ago we asked Simeone about it, about Cristiano Ronaldo, and he started talking about how good Villarreal was. So that's the situation right now here in Madrid. We have absolutely no idea. Nothing would surprise me about Cristiano Ronaldo.
We'll have to wait and see. We'll stay with Atletico Madrid and a couple of potential outgoings. Could they sell Matheus Cunha and Renan Lodi?
Yeah, and that's the two guys that I think that we are talking about real transfer that could happen in the next couple of weeks. First, Matheus Cunha, we have to think that he's in the bubble to make the Brazilian team to Qatar. But right now, he has in front of him Morata, that scored twice a brace on the first game, played really nice. And there is Griezmann on the team too. We have Pedro in Flamengo in Brazil that is playing really well, so is challenging for this last place in the Brazilian team in Qatar. So maybe Cunha can go to Manchester United. I know for a fact that there is an interest. There is this talks about Cunha and his agents in Manchester United right now, but Atletico is saying that he's only gone if they fit the clause, and I think it's around 60 million. So I think it's too much. Renan Lodi, in the other hand, it's a situation that is fluent right now. Manchester City, they sold Zinchenko. They still don't have nobody behind João Cancelo on the left flank, and really, Renan, he wants to leave Atletico Madrid. He wants to go to the World Cup too. So every time that we're talking about a player that is in the bubble to make the World Cup, and the player is not having the minutes that he wants to, I think that this situation can be made. But the thing is that Atletico, they love that. There is this dichotomy right now between what Simeone is using and about the players that they value on the board in Atletico Madrid, and Lodi is one of these players. He's not playing, but Atletico doesn't want to sell him, so he wants to leave. It's a very delicate situation, but there is this really real interest from Manchester City of Renan Lodi.
That's fascinating, Fernando. That's going to rumble on, isn't it? Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang only signed for Barcelona in February, but could he already be heading for the exit door and joining Chelsea? What are you expecting?
Well, if they have Barcelona is desperate right now, you know. They have Koundé. He's not registered yet, so what is going to happen? They need to sell players. They need to restructure Frankie de Jong deal. But they have everything that it's a complete mess. Let's be honest. In financial structure, the crisis, economic crisis in Barcelona, they're managing really bad. So if they have an offer for either Aubameyang or Memphis Depay, they're going to be sold for sure. But everybody knows that Barcelona is desperate, so they're trying to buy him low. So we're going to see what happens in the next 2 weeks.
Well, finally, we know that you cover the Portuguese League too. Wolves have agreed a club record deal with Sporting Lisbon for midfielder Matheus Nunes. What type of player are they getting?
Very good player. He's a young box-to-box midfielder, tall, really strong. very good technique. He was in the center of this controversy between Portugal and Brazil. He was born in Rio, but he moved to Portugal at a really young age to work. His father had a bakery in the outskirts of Lisbon. So Tite called him to the Brazilian team, but he decided to play for Portugal last year. I think he's a very good player. He's the second highest transfer in the history of Sporting, just behind Bruno Fernandes. So I think it's another very good Portuguese player that is heading to the Premier League. A very good, talented box-to-box midfielder.